Hello to the world and to the kingdom citizens. I greet you in the precious holy name of Yeshua Messiah, Yeshua HaMashiach, who said in his word, John 8:32, and ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. Hi, I'm Dr. John Curry, Ambassador, Pan-African, and welcome to the Kingdom of Heaven on Earth. If you want to follow this podcast, please subscribe to JC Global Embassy TV 1. Ring the bell and hit the thumbs up button. Today's message is entitled, The Black Question the Rich Are Asking. The Black Question the Rich are asking. What are we going to do with blacks in America? What are we going to do with blacks in America? The rich are saying this. They come together and they meet and they strategize on how to handle black folks. So the rich are consistently asking this question. What do we do with blacks living in America? It is the same question that was asked back in the 1863 to 1865. What are we going to do with black folks after they come off slavery? How are we going to be able to gauge them? What are we going to do to keep them busy? And from that point, the prison system came into being and other things came into being. So we're going to see if we can answer that question, or for black people, make this question relevant to today. The same question that was asked during the 1863 through 1865, the same question is being asked right now. What do we do with blacks living in America? This is what rich people are asking. They're saying that blacks in America are fundamental for America's prosperity. That's what the rich are saying. Blacks in America are fundamental for America's prosperity. Blacks has a role to play. That's what the rich are saying. They're saying that blacks have a role to play. The system will not allow blacks to heal and build their own black community. Now, this is fact. This has been proven. It's been proven over the fact that over 22 plus massacres in America, it was done on black people that was healing and building their own black cities. And one that we notice even more, that's Rosewood, and we notice Black Wall Street in Tulsa, Oklahoma, where the dollar was rotating in Tulsa, Oklahoma, 36 times before it left the community. So the rich got tired of that. Jealous white folks, racist white folks got tired of that. And they came in and had a lot that started, and they began to kill and tear up the city and basically bomb the city from the air 12 hours in succession because they was jealous of black people healing and building their own black communities. So white supremacists and those that are rich in the white supremacy system, they want to keep black people role as a permanent role, and that is the system will not allow blacks to heal and build their own black community. Some of the rich are even saying now, this is now 2021, and in 2021, we're still hearing this from rich white folks. They're saying black poverty is important for America's prosperity. Now, I just want you to think about that for a moment. Black poverty is important for America's prosperity. In other words, they have deemed us to be the servant race. All we do is go make money and give our money to them. We're the servant race. We really don't they think we really don't want to heal and build our own community. So they have deemed us as a servant race where we make a lot of money and we just go give it to everybody else. We give it to white people. We give it to Asian people. We give it to Hispanics. We take our money, just give it to everybody. And while we're giving our money to everybody, our communities are going downhill. They're throwing drugs into our communities, throwing all kind of stuff, violence into our community, guns into our community. And they sit back on the evening news and watch us kill ourselves and then, just continue this cycle going. So black poverty is important for American prosperity. This is what the rich are saying. They literally get together and work out plans to ensure that we don't succeed. Another thing, America needs blacks to be poor. This is what the rich are saying. America needs blacks to be poor because blacks make $1.5 trillion that black people make annually. Now just think about that. Blacks make $1.5 trillion, $1.5 trillion annually, and that money goes to everybody else in less than 6 hours. It goes to the Hispanics, it goes to the Asians, it goes to the white man, it goes to the Chinese, it goes to everybody but us. And as a result, we're fulfilling what they want. Again, America needs blacks to be poor because America needs the 1.5 trillion that blacks make annually. That's what the rich are saying. Let's leave them where they're at. And when they start to act up on the plantation in these cities, we send in state troopers to go down and help them out. And we go in and do what we need to do to help them out. But the bottom line is, we're not trying to bring them solutions. We're not trying to take drugs out of their communities. We want them to think we are. We're not trying to stop gun violence in the black community. We want them to think we are. So we still bring drugs, van loads of drugs into the community. White people still bring guns into the community, van loads of guns, and they watch blacks kill each other and then tell black people that it's your fault that this is happening to you. It is crazy how they're manipulating black folks to get us to think that our problem is created by us, when in fact our problem has always been created by the plantation owner. Okay? So they want blacks to think that they can't do it. So if blacks start to build and heal their community, the other communities will start to fall. Just think about it. If black people start supporting all black businesses and stop running around chasing everybody else's business, if we start supporting all black business, the Hispanics wouldn't be able to last that long. The Asians would be shut down because they depend on black folks to come buy their rice. It's not enough Asians to help support Asian businesses. They will fall down. It's not enough Hispanics that will run to Hispanic business. We go to Hispanic business. We go to everybody's business but our own business. Every time you look up, you got blacks in Chinese, blacks in Mexican restaurants, blacks all over the place, blacks in white restaurants. We run around and support everybody's business. And you know what? They love it. They love it like that. But how many have you seen come to your business as a black person? So this is all by design. Again, America needs blacks to be poor because they want your $1.5 trillion that we make as black folks annually. They do not want you to heal and build your communities, because when we decide to heal and build our communities, their communities start to fall. So it's for them to keep us coming to their businesses while they've been boycotting our businesses for the last 150 years. So what's the point? The point is having black folks to think that we are assigned to poverty, we're assigned to help everybody else while we basically destroy ourselves. Now, the other thing I want you to know, the job of white supremacy is to keep blacks doing what we are doing and to show blacks that it's black people's fault that we are not where we need to be, not white supremacy. Now, that's a brilliant strategy, is to get you to think that your problem is that you keep creating all your problems. They don't tell you the other side of it, that they literally bring guns into your neighborhood. Most black communities don't have gun manufacturers. They bring guns into your neighborhood. Then they go off and maybe hurt somebody on one side of the city and then put that person out front and got you thinking that they did it, when in actuality, the white man killed the person or the white man did this, and now they got you fighting each other, killing each other, all because they think that this is what you like to do. You see, as black people, we got to be much more strategic than that. So they like to play us against each other. They like for us to go against each other. They want the GDs to go against the vice lords against the GDs, the Crips against the Bloods against the Crips, while they sit by and watch you fill up the nation's prison, watch you end up killing each other. That's what they want. They're playing you. You're being played. They're playing you. They've been playing you since the plantation. Well, how we know they've been playing since the plantation? Well, they bring the houseboy in. The houseboy come in. He eats from the master's table. He dressed like the master, looked like the master. Well, while the field hand is out in the field doing all the dirty work. And then the master tell the houseboy, now you ain't like them. You know, you're different from them. You're a different type of black. You're a different type of Negro. You don't act like them. And now got the houseboy thinking he's better than the field hand. And then he give them guns and they just start killing each other. It is the old Willie Lynch trick. To use the old against the young against the old, those that are light-skinned against those that are dark-skinned, those that live on the hill versus those that live in the valley, those that are educated against those that are not educated, those that can read versus those that can't read, those that have privileges against those that don't privileges, not knowing that when you get through with all your privileges, all your education, all the stuff you gain, Negro, you're still black. And you're being played by the system to hate each other. And it's called colorism. The lighter the skin tone, the greater the privilege. This is all designed to keep us as a people behind so we don't heal and build like we know we can. Also, I want you to know is that the system of white supremacy will select black leaders and give them money, give them power, and give them influence in order for those black leaders to get black people to accept incremental changes rather than immediate change. See, these black leaders will come up, and back during slavery time, back during 1778, they had a man by the name of Jesse Peterson. And there was another preacher by the name of John Morant and Emmanuel Hames. These was all preachers. And they was preaching from Ephesians chapter 6, verse 5, where it says, servant, obey thy master. These was all preachers, ordained preachers, picked by the white man. And he picked them because he wanted them to monitor the plantation. To monitor the plantation. If anything go wrong, that black preacher coming out there, then he going straight to the master. And master, we need this. Master, we need that. And what that does, it trained black people to depend on the white man for our destination. And when we start to depend on the white man go to the preacher. That's why he loved coming to your churches. Because see, if he got some preachers that can calm you Negroes down, if he got some preachers that can go to him and say, master, if you give us some jobs, we'll be all right. Master, all the people need, they just need more money. Master, if you can do this for, I believe I can calm them down a little bit. Master, when are you going to help us out, master? And the master, these rich white folks, love to have these scallywags, love to have these preachers that don't understand what consciousness is. And what they end up doing, they're just going back and forth to the white man. Then you look up, you're shocked that, it's 70 years later, and nothing has changed. Nothing has changed. Why? Because you have been handpicked by the white man. And normally they pick the one that got the biggest ego. You're trying to be out front. You want to be out front. You want everybody to think, I'm a leader. I'm a leader in the civil rights movement. I'm a leader, and black people listen to me. I've marched with this. I've marched with King. I've done all this stuff. You're the one they're looking for. They're looking for you. They're looking for you because they know you are ego-driven. Not people-driven. You're ego-driven. Many times, black preachers can have the Messiah complex, meaning this, I alone can save black people. I'm going to do it. And then they get with a bunch of other black preachers where we alone can do it. And while you're doing it, our people are still suffering. They're still dying. Nothing is changing because you're going to the white man and you're going from a passivity point of view. So what he do? He just give you a few extra $100. He pat you on the head and give you an award, give you a symbolism, give you some trophies. Give you all these things, and you feel good, and you really think you're making a difference. But then after you wait another 10 years, you look back and say, how far we came. Like some now are saying, we fought for this back in the 60s. Well, it's 2021. What has changed? Well, we fought for this back in the 40s. Okay, it's 2021 now. What has changed? You've been played. Your emotions have been played. They played on your egoism. They played on the fact that you wanted to be out front. They played on the fact that they know you was an arrogant egoist. And you want to be out front telling me we're marching for the people. We're protesting for the people. Don't you realize that if you're a true citizen, you don't have to protest? Don't you understand if you've really been made free, they'll treat you like you're free? Don't you understand that if voters' rights was passed back in, Lord help us, back in 1780 while we're fighting to vote? You've been played. And most black people are being played because all we want is somebody to tell us we're doing good. We feel good when the white man comes to the church. We feel good when the white man said things are getting better. And then it's kind of ironic that you're looking at the Democratic Party as a party that's going to save black folks. The Democratic Party will never save black folks. The Republican Party will never save black folks. You know why? Because they're the same. You've been played. It's called three-card Monte. They are playing us, especially those of us that are in those positions where you're sitting at the table. They're playing you. Why are we still here? Why are we still talking about the same old stuff that Martin Luther King was talking about? Why are we talking about the same old stuff that Thurgood Marshall went through? Why are we talking about the same old stuff that Malcolm X was talking about? Why are we dealing with the same old stuff if they was really taking you seriously? It's white supremacy system. It's designed to stay in place. Why you don't see that? Well, you said the Democratic Party is different. Get this. Do your research. The Democratic Party was worse than the Republican Party as it is today. The Republican Party was the Democrats back in the 1800s. The Republican Party was the Democrats, and now the Democratic Party is now Republican, which simply means when they get through marching with you, protesting with you, they go meet with each other. They don't have no cell phones. They go meet at the golf course. They go talk and say, now, we got to keep the white supremacy thing going. So we're going to give them some trinkets. There's a couple preachers that we need to recognize as doing some stuff for. Then they recognize, and he thinking that, yeah, we're making a change. And they get together and they talk. And if it doesn't work out there, you know what they do? They use the Supreme Court. You see, Dr. Claude Anderson was correct. They use the Supreme Court as the last stop. So what has the Supreme Court done within the last 30 days? They basically are gutting voters' rights. Why? Because white people numbers are low and black and brown people numbers are high. So they have to come up with these tricks. They have to come up with these schemes. They have to play these games. Pat you on the head, give you a lollipop, tell you we're making changes. Just wait another 50 years. Okay, my bad. Maybe 40 years, maybe another 40, and we'll make some things happen for you. When are we going to wake up as black folks and realize they're playing three-card Monte with us? We've been played. We consistently allow ourselves to be played. That's why we need to remember what Marcus Mosiah Garvey says. You don't ask for your place. You don't beg for your place. Please let us vote when we get the chance to vote. We done marched through all the thing. We done did all this stuff, and we still can't vote. And the white man said, Negro, we know that. We playing you. Can't you figure that out? We know you can't vote because your numbers are too high. In fact about it, we didn't even want to have you voting anyway. You're not even supposed to be here. We should have took you back to Africa. That's what the white rich are saying. So shut up and stay in line with what we're doing. And we'll give you a couple cookies every now and then. We'll pat you on the head. We'll tell you you're doing a good job. Just keep marching. Keep protesting. It's going to happen one of these days. And what do? We just keep marching and protesting. So they love to find these ego-driven leaders, black leaders, be it preachers, be it celebrities, put them out front. It's amazing that how many black leaders we have now, celebrity leaders, everybody talking about something, but don't have no heart for the people. They think because they get out of poverty, black people doing fine. Okay, you live in a nice house. Okay, you drive a nice car. Okay, but what about the young man down the street that don't have a job, got dropped out of school or went to prison? What about him? What about the young lady that got babies because she was manipulated by other men and now she got 4 or 5 kids, can't take care of them? What about us as a people? We're not talking about you and what you've done and how you done achieved and how far you done went and why can't black people. Now you the one telling black folks, why can't y'all do better? Why can't y'all do better? Because they wasn't handpicked like they handpicked you. They always like to put a Negro out front or a black person out front and says, if he did it, you can do it. And the reason why you can't do it, because you don't want it. You just want to live a wild life. And some of us are buying these lies. That's not true. You picked him. Maybe he put some work in like I've done. I put some work in. I got a doctorate degree. I put some work in. I went to school. I wasn't hanging around everybody. I was doing the right thing. Still made some dumb decisions, but I was doing the right thing. Okay, I'm here. But I got enough sense to know because I'm here, it doesn't mean that all black people done made it. I got enough sense to know that because I'm here, that's why I'm doing what I'm doing now. That's why I have my own IPA Academy, training boys to be men and girls to be women. That's why I do my Black Love Lecture Series. It ain't enough for me to be doing okay. It's more enough when all of our black brothers and sisters are doing okay. It ain't about me, it's about them. It's about lifting them up. But some of our black brothers and sisters just don't get it. You done finally got out the ghetto. Now you hoping that somebody in the ghetto don't move next to you since you done got out the ghetto. That's twisted. That's sick. And that's what the white supremacist status group, the rich, want you to consider and want you to consistently think. They want you to think you're better than other black folks. I hope you heard me. They want you to think that you're that special Negro. You're different. And they say phrases like, you talk different. You're really smart. And you with your silly self just say, yeah, I went to school and I did this here. And I just think all people are the same and all lives matter. And we just have to work hard as black folks and we can pull ourselves up. We got to stop this and stop that. I mean, they just got you all wrapped up in your head just completely messed up. Not knowing that you're being played to go against your own people. Then they promote you, give you a nice little job title, pat you on the head, give you a nice little salary. And every time they get ready to do something major, I call them black drops. They bring black drops like you and have them right beside them. You're standing right beside them. And when they have you standing right beside them, that means that you are the person that they want other black to see and telling them they need to be more like you. You're being played. You're being bamboozled. You're being run amok. You're being led astray. You've been trained and taught to be 21st century slaves. That's what they do with black leaders that don't understand what this is about. So this is designed to keep blacks on a perpetual hamster wheel of gradualism for another 100 years. Wonder why we haven't went too far? We're on the wheel. We're on the hamster wheel. A lot of movement. Oh, yes, we are. We'll protest over a mosquito getting shot. I mean, we're moving a minute. And they got it in the budget. Oh, I thought I told you that. It's in the budget. They already got in the budget that you're going to tear up the city. That's maybe $2.some million. It's in the budget. They know you're going to tear the city up. They know you're going to steal. They literally put it in the city budget. Then after you get through doing that, they give you 90 days, you calm down. Or a little bit longer, you calm down. And they know you ain't going to do nothing. They know the change is not going to happen. Why? Because they put it in the budget. They count on you to act a fool. They pay a family off with 27 million or 30 million and everything calm down. And you say, well, we're really making progress. We're making progress. No, you're not. You're being paid off and played off. You're not making no progress. And you say, well, they're changing the laws. Okay, so what? So what? The laws changed. Well, the laws was amended in 1863. Okay? The laws was changed in 1863. Slaves were set free, right? 13th Amendment. But do you feel free? The 14th Amendment. Do you feel like a citizen in America? 15th Amendment. Can you vote today without any hassle? You see, the laws are given to quieten you up. The laws are signed to shut your mouth. It's called incremental changes. We'll put a law in the books, but we may not activate that law for another 10, 15 years. You happy you got the laws, but it's not so much the laws that you get, it's the laws that they put into practice that makes the difference. 1964, the law concerning voters' right was signed. Here we are in 2021, and we're still talking about the 1964 Voting Rights Act. Don't you get it? Because you get a law passed doesn't mean they're going to activate it. Doesn't mean it's going to be carried out. All I'm trying to tell you is that black folks, we got to start loving on ourselves and heal and build our own black community and our own black nation and vote as a black bloc. Bump a Democratic Party, bump a Republican Party, bump all these other parties, get together and form a black party, which simply says we're only going to vote for black interests, period. They're not going to play us anymore. We're only going to vote for black interests. The first thing need to be on there is black reparation. Pay us what you owe us with your Christian self. You say you're a Christian nation, pay us what you owe us. And don't vote for anybody unless they're willing to do that. But we're just going along with a bunch of garbage, and we got leaders that are leading us to this garbage, and nothing is changing. I mean, I got grandkids that's coming up. They don't need to be going through the same mess I went through. I lived through Jim Crow period. Black water fountain, white water fountain. We always drank from the white water fountain. Why is America stuck in the rut? It's stuck in the rut because she's a white racist nation. And black folks are allowing this mess to continue to go on because we're dependent on white people to save us. They're not going to save you. You better save yourself. So all of these amendments signed. And we're still crying about voters' rights. You still don't feel free in America. And by the way, you say you're a citizen. Okay, if you're a citizen, why are you protesting every day? Citizens don't have to protest because you're a citizen. You're supposed to be treated with respect. The goal is to make sure. You want to know what the goal is for rich white folks against black folks? The goal is to make sure that blacks stay in debt, living in silos and ghettos and barrios, in order to destroy black self-sufficiency for blacks living in America. That's the goal. This white supremacist system we live in has never, ever been designed to help black people. It will help Asians. They get grants and start business. It would help Hispanics. It would help Chinese, Japanese, anybody but us. And even when they decide to give black people reparation, you know what they're going to do? They're going to lump everybody else in there with it. Blacks have never been helped just us alone. They've always added other people to helping us, which means it watered down the help that we get. I'm just trying to tell you, that's the question that they're asking. The black question, the rich are asking, what are we going to do with black people living in America? And I just told you, nothing. So stop waiting, stop crying, stop running around with why they killing us, why they shooting us, and why we always struggling, why black people this, why black people that. Every time we take 2 steps forward, we go 20 back, and even your progress is failure. Well, why they treating us like this? This just it. We gotta come together and love each other. They already know we can do it. They know we can do it. We've proven it in 22 cities all over America, and all 22 of those cities was massacres that came. We got to do those things all over again and keep doing it no matter what they do to us. But please hear what I'm telling you. They've already answered the question. Now we have to respond by showing black love for every black person on the planet and healing and building ourselves so we can move in the direction of Mansa Musa. We can move in the direction of Imhotep. We can move in the direction of Shaka Zulu and in the direction of Hannibal. And when we do that, the world will come to understand that we're better than they think we are. We know more than they think we know. And we are the people of the first dynasties. We are the people that have healed and built. We are the people that have built great world civilization. And as we have done before, so say I, we can do again. So let us answer the question, what are we going to do with these black folks? The black people tell them, we don't know what you're going to do, but we know what we're going to do. And that's, we're going to heal and build our own black communities, heal and build our own black people, and do what we know is in us to do. If you can receive it and believe it, and if you can move in it as black people, you will be blessed for it. In the great words of Swahili language, Uhuru.